It's recording now. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to Layman's Terms Podcast, the place where we talk about really big topics using the smallest words possible. I'm Danny the bartender.
And I am Tommy the trash man.
And together we're just two guys trying to explain the ever-changing world around us the only way that we know how. And today our big topic is polyamory. If you're not familiar with polyamory, in a nutshell, it's having more than one consensual, sexual, or emotional relationship at once. Me and Tommy have enough trouble with monogamously managing either one of the two. So we reached out to someone who is used to having her hands full. Well, if sharing is caring, then let me introduce you to someone who's extremely generous. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Marci Rubin. Hello, Marci.
Hello.
Hello, Marci.
Hello.
I'm so glad that you explained what that meant, Bender, because I had no fucking idea.
Well, I don't even know if that's what she is.
Sometimes I don't know either.
Yeah, that's what I want to know, really.
Well, it's 2020, so she's very fluid.
But I don't even know. Are you in like a, is it it's a serious relationship, correct?
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a little hesitation there. Like
it is.
But
I think so.
Is it's with two people,
correct.
A guy and a girl. So I guess my question is, how did you get there? How did we go there?
Well, I guess, I mean, I had a threesome like years and years and years ago, and it was super fun because how could that not be? Mm-hmm. And yeah, well, after this, hopefully you'll try it out.
I've never had one either. That's hard.
Really?
I swear to God.
I don't believe that.
I mean, I've had like things. I've had like I've been in the same room but I've never just like had like two girls at the same time just fucking enjoying each other. You know what I mean?
I guess I always think that, yeah. I think more people have done it than they have it than have, I guess. I don't know. But
well, I'm intimidated.
Why is that?
I've always been intimidated, like in the sense of like, I can handle one at a time, but it's kind of like when it's two on to me, it's not me and two girls. With me, it's like 2 on 1.
It's like two girls and you're there.
Yes, exactly.
I get it. And sometimes that is what it is. I just, I knew that I had a good time a few years ago, and it was like a one night thing I had at this like swingers resort. It was so fun, which I also recommend everyone trying. And yeah, so I just decided to seek it out again because I remembered that it was awesome. And so here we are.
Suddenly I'm feeling like a fucking virgin. I gotta keep drinking. I don't know that I'm like ready for this.
But I don't know if she's heard most of our podcasts or whatever, but like, I mean, me and Tommy are like the worst sexual fucking people. It's like, I mean, we're scared of dildos. We're fucking never had a threesome. Yeah, well, maybe not for you, but they scare me. This is not the first relationship you've been in like this though, right?
Yes.
But I mean,
relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Like there was other things right before you got to where you're at.
Yeah.
So
you mean like relationship in general?
No. I mean like there was another couple or something like that right before this. I'm not talking about years ago. So I guess my question would also be like, I understand you had a threesome and it was great. Okay. I understand that. But how did you say, I want this, this can be a relationship? Like, in other words, I know you care about both people. You didn't see that happening.
No. See, I don't know how this happened.
But like, so are user like exclusive, right?
Yes.
So like, I'm sure there's jealousy at times. How do you, I know that I would fear, I literally would probably fear watching. See, I guess with a guy, it might be different though, because it's like, well, I guess I always think of it like another guy doing it to my girlfriend. I mean, I don't think I would care if it was like two girls, but from a girl's point of view, do you like, your guy would never entertain the idea of you with another guy, or he would?
No.
He's a smart man.
So. Is he?
Well,
yeah, it's very interesting. It's different every single day. It's something that we all have to work for, but we all don't always So we're not always on the same page. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah, like
but-
is there like ever a moment where like you argue with like the guy and then the girlfriend's there to like she knows that you guys argued, so she's like, you know,
Yeah, like,
really,
do you-
she's like rubbing your shoulders like right in front of him, like, it's okay, baby, like don't
Yeah,
worry, like he's
absolutely.
A fucking...
And then she'll go talk shit about me later.
That's great.
I was gonna say, like, how the fuck does that work? Like, I'd be like,
It
fuck
doesn't.
Like, I'd be like,
it's
fuck
pretty
you both.
wild. It's pretty wild.
So
Yeah.
so when one of you guys are in a fight, are all three of you guys in a fight?
Not necessarily, no. I don't think that's ever happened. I think usually it's like the girls pitting each other against each other to try to vie for his attention.
See, it's gotta be,
which is hilarious
as-
because
yeah,
he's short.
it's
Because
No
he's
offense if you're short.
No. Well, what's short? What's short? How
I'm
tall?
I'm 5'11".
Oh,
so
well,
everybody's short.
You're fucking tall as shit. He's not short.
I don't know about that.
How tall is he?
Okay, well that's the other thing too. Told me he was 5'9" before we met. When a guy tells you he's 5'9", it means he's 5'7".
Seriously?
In every situation.
I mean, I'm 5'10".
So you're 5'8".
I don't think so. I mean, because I'm pretty sure the last girl, well, not the last girl I dated, but the girl before that, she was like 5'9", 5'10". And depending on
So
what
you guys were the same height.
just about, yeah. Depending on what the fuck she wore, like I'd be fucking staying on my tippy toes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
good for him.
Do you ever wear high heels?
I do, and then usually I fall down. So it's very rare.
Yeah, I never see it. Because I never even realized. I mean, I guess clearly you're fucking tall, but I never
I've got some
realized.
scars on my legs. I do.
Well, considering you're intimidated by taller women, bro, you would think that you would notice that she's 5'11".
No, I'm not intimidated by taller women at all. I just don't. Now, let me rephrase this too, because fucking Marci's an amazing person, and would be a pleasure for any fucking guy to have. I'm just saying, when you're in a situation where you're like I don't care that a girl's 5'11". When they put fucking high heels on, you're walking around with a fucking dinosaur. You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Like then it's embarrassing. Like me and Marci are really good friends, and we fucking work together and whatever. And that's kind of why I was just intrigued when she said how tall she was, because I never realized. And that's what I'm saying. I've dated girls where it's like, oh, she's 5'10", and then you go out and people are fucking making fun of you, like your girlfriend's fucking a monster compared to you, and it's not the case. It's just
I gotta say, this is the shortest guy. I've never really like dated a girl, so she's short, but like this is the shortest guy I've ever like been in a thing with, whatever it is. And
but he's a great guy. I've met
he's
him.
wonderful.
He's a fucking awesome guy.
Yeah, he's absolutely wonderful. And this is the first time I've never cared, which is terrifying to me, because I'm oh my God, am I in love with him? Like, what is this?
You know what's funny? I think when I met him, I think like subconscious, like when we just went out the other night, I was sitting there the whole time and I'm like, I didn't know he was this short, and I was kind of.
I think about that the entire time we're sitting together. No, really, it's interesting because he's
so size doesn't matter.
Well, that's a very broad statement.
Well, we're gonna have to touch on that too, because this is everybody needs to know what the deal is on that.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just really don't mind that he's shorter. It's very strange. Like when we hug, I'm like, I bend down and stuff. We used to talk about it, make fun, and now I really don't. So we try to lay down as much as possible.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I would imagine there's a lot of laying down.
Yeah. Is she tall? Is the girl tall?
No, she's short, and she's shorter than him.
So you're just like the fucking.
I'm humongous.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm like humongous. It's hilarious.
So you like walk around the place making all the rules?
Well, essentially, because I also am always right, so it's fine. But I like walk around down the street holding both of their hands, and people probably think I'm like their nanny. Like, I don't know, because they're just like tiny.
You're like constantly looking down on them, like, shut up.
I'm like,
shut up,
guys,
let's go.
Stop dickering, let's go. Our reservation's in 10 minutes.
Does that kind of authority carry into the bedroom? Who is in control?
He's pretty. I think he likes to think he's dominant. He is. Like if he tells us to do something, like get on your back, I'm gonna do it. But but also, we all kind of. It's interesting when it's three people, because when it's two and somebody's telling you somebody's the dominant one and somebody's the submissive one, it's very black and white. It's clear. So when there's three people, it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
But a lot of times we're not even like talking about it. We're just like moving around doing a bunch of things. So But
moving
he's
around, doing a bunch
of things. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what polyamory is.
Yeah.
Just moving around and doing a bunch of
And sometimes even like I'll be like,
that is definitely layman's terms.
well, there you go. Sometimes I'll even be like, I'm thirsty, so I'll be like, I'll be right back. I could just get up and I'm just taking a drink and I'll sit on the couch and I'm like, whatever, I'll be right back.
Dude, that's got to be cool
no
too.
rules.
See that's what I think about. Like for me, and I really mean this. And fucking, she's gonna listen to the podcast, and I'm gonna get my fucking ass beat about it. But I really feel like where polyamory would work is like sometimes I don't feel like fucking taking like it's like let me just give me a break for a minute. You go do something else.
100%. And I think that's helpful for him a lot with the two of us because girls can be a lot.
Yeah.
No, really? I can't imagine that being the case.
But I don't think of myself as like that normal girl. Like, I don't know, like to me, like,
well, you're not.
She doesn't, thank you so much. She doesn't like when I use the word crazy, so we're not going to use that. But she likes to know why things are happening, when they're happening, whatever. I'm more of like, whatever the fuck, let's do this. Let's just be happy. Let's just do this and have a great day. And he's mostly that way too. So it's very interesting and difficult. So sometimes a little break is needed. So I think we're able to give that to each other in different ways.
Now I'm gonna sidebar you because maybe it's not as fun of a topic, but I think it was something I was thinking about today that I never thought about. So you're Jewish, right?
Sure am.
So
Shalom.
So and I know that you're a fucking you know your shit. You're a practicing, you're Jewish person. You know, I'm
a Jewish person.
Yeah. Yes. So let me ask you this question: like this does not fall into anywhere near the guidelines of being Jewish, correct?
I don't know what the rules are about this. It's like the same thing with like tattoos. Like my mom told me I can't have a tattoo because I'm Jewish because I can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery, which like she didn't even buy me a plot. Like I don't care where I'm buried. Like what are you talking about? But I think that it's a thing that our parents like made up when we were younger, so we didn't get tattoos. Because I've Googled it and there's like not a lot of information about it. So I've never really heard a lot about this, but you can tell me that like back in the day, like Moses and all of like these women and everything weren't like all up in the same tent.
Yeah. First
there's
off,
no way.
When you said your mom told you about this when you were younger, I thought tattoos. You were that's why I'm glad it was tattoos.
Little did she know that she was like telling you no tattoos.
Yeah. Mom, you got more to worry about than tattoos.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna call it polyamorous because I can't even fucking say it. I'm just gonna say extended relationship.
I like that.
Yeah, it's an extended relationship. That's what we're going to call it.
I'm going to say that too.
So my question is, so who met who first? Like,
the two of them were dating when I met them.
Oh, shit. And you were 5'11" and stepped in the door like, okay, now I'm in on this.
Move over, bitch.
I'm in on this.
Yeah.
The big Jew is here.
So wait, so they were dating.
Yes.
And then you, like, who did you hit on first?
I didn't hit on anyone necessarily. It was more, well, for me, I feel like I was like, let me get her approval because that's what needs to happen. Like, she's the girl. Like, I have respect. And so, I don't know. I think that we all stepped into the situation knowing what was like, we knew what was going on. We discussed it before we met.
So then in that case, was this something that they were already experimenting with?
Yes.
Okay, because I would imagine that had to be the case because if they just come to your bar, like I would imagine there had to be some, like they were both talking about you, like look at that big 5'11" beautiful Jew over there. Like we're gonna try and get on this.
And I will say since then that has happened, and I don't know if I'm just like exuding this like I like to hook up with multiple people at a time. I don't know what it is, but maybe I just think about it and I talk about it. I don't know, but I have had a couple people that have like slid me like a little note like, hey, this is our hotel room. This is this. And I'm like, thanks.
I feel like that. Like, I mean, dude, I've been fucking bartending a long time and I see that happen to girls I work with fucking constantly.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting. Because you have a lot of people coming in from out of town.
I was actually going to say,
because I get to them first.
Yeah, like you being a bartender, I would imagine that you get a lot of attention. It just so happens that I'm a bartender as well, but at a retirement home, so I don't really get the same type of attention. Yeah,
that's fabulous.
Yeah, they don't be sliding Tommy notes like.
What do you?
They
have bars at retirement homes. First of all,
I know.
Yes, which is the number one question. Yes, so it's a pretty higher end retirement home. It's like an assistant living, it's retirement
Sure.
home. And it's only, listen, we're not doing body shots on the bar. Nobody's doing shaking their booty all over the place.
They're doing insulin shots.
Yeah, exactly. That's about it. But it's only open from like 5 to 8. 5 to
5:30.
5 to 8.
Wow.
Yeah. So
like, I have so many questions. They come in and they like, is it already like, do they charge it to their room? Like, how does this work? No
yes.
way. Is this
That's
amazing.
it's not more amazing than you in an extended relationship.
I
But
don't know.
it's so they just come in and they sign a slip, like I know who they are, so everything gets charged to the room.
Do people
What
try to
do they
walk down their
drink?
tab?
Tell us everything.
Tell us, suddenly this became really boring.
No, this is very exciting to me.
No. So it's a lot of martinis, like simple martinis,
Yeah.
old fashions, shit like that. It's pretty basic.
That's awesome.
Like I never have to make shots. Like if somebody asked me to make a buttery nipple, I'd be fucking lost. I wouldn't know what the fuck.
Has anyone ever asked you that?
Yeah.
You should be like, who wants a buttery nipple?
Yeah,
And
you
see,
gotta
like, what
fucking turn
happens.
it up, Tom.
Yeah.
You gotta
Sometimes
make it. You gotta start turning that fucking place up.
Yeah, I should change the channel from like Beethoven in the background to fucking Little John and then see what happens.
Dude, that would be great though if Tommy just went in there with the attitude that like he was at a nightclub.
Well, they do hit on me. I mean, there's definitely been and there is like crazy sex that happens in retirement homes.
What?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You didn't know that, Marci?
I don't know any. So my grandma's in a assisted living, but she has Alzheimer's. Like, I think it's very different. I don't think they have a bar.
She might forget a lot of shit, but she
And
doesn't
like
forget,
all them have COVID
she does,
right now.
She does not. She does not how to forget how to get it in.
I don't know about that. This is
She's-
amazing to me. I did not know this.
She's probably in an extended relationship. She just doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Actually, last time I went to go visit, she had a little boyfriend. She was like pointing to him from the other side of the room. And I think there was like another lady that was like, it was very, I was like, I thought she was just making everything up, but now this all makes
she's
sense.
fucking polyamorous.
Maybe they didn't show us the bar when they gave us a tour.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
they
amazing.
they have their own the nurses that have to the OBGYNs.
Yeah, like the guy now.
Yeah, because like the STDs and shit run rampant. Because they're like, well, whatever. I'm fucking almost out of here anyway. What the fuck do I care?
I did not know any of this, and I cannot wait to get into like a Google spiral tonight.
We have one resident that apparently she's had multiple complaints from other neighbors because she has like Monday, Wednesday, Friday guys, and she gets a little loud. Yeah.
And they're all like residents of the home.
Oh yeah.
Or does she have people? Are they allowed to have people come in?
Well, not currently, but normally, normally yes. And then even some of them, like
do
they
you
have.
want to hang out there, Marci?
I want to go. Like, would I be allowed to come in and visit them and sit at the bar?
Well, you wouldn't be able to buy a drink. You would have to talk your way into having one of the guys.
Charge it to their room.
The problem is at that
That's
point.
not a problem.
Well, it won't be a problem for you because you bring in both sexes. Because I was going to say, if a guy makes it to retire, like if a guy such as myself that struggles with dating, just make it to retirement age and get to a retirement home because you will have the pick of the litter because it is probably 5-to-1. Like the men to women ratio.
I just want to know how we were going like into all this interesting sexual shit.
Yeah, and then it's just
Now
like
the
that.
most interesting thing is Tommy's fucking senior citizen bar.
I think this is amazing.
Yeah.
So do I, honestly. I mean,
And I also have just one more question, not to like dwell on this, because to me it's not dwelling, but what's the difference between like retirement? Because you said retirement, but then you said assisted living. Like my grandma's like 80 something, but retirement age is like in the 60s, right? So this is
Yes. So they pretty much have everybody there. I mean, I don't know exactly what the age range starts at, but there are completely healthy people that live there.
this is amazing.
I could be wrong, but I think like a retirement home, I think there is like most retirement homes probably have like assisted living and all these different extensions, but there probably
Extensions.
There probably is also just a retirement home for somebody who's like 55, 60, can take care of themselves and they go live in a fucking condo community. Like maybe there are places that don't have the medical fucking assistance, but am I correct, Tom?
Well, so that's the thing. So they actually have these country houses, which are gigantic homes that they live in. Then they have to like drive over to the bar and
my mind is blown.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And
but it's
also,
all,
what is retirement age? 66?
65.
I cannot wait to be retired. I'm ready right now. To be honest with you, I'm 34 years old. I was ready when I was 25.
Jesus.
But
I basically am retired.
I gotta tell you, well, I think we all are right now, but I gotta say, like, when I'm retired, I mean, like I said, my grandma's in a home. I had other family members in homes and stuff. It was more like they're super old assisted living situations, not like a nightclub with a bar, which is amazing. And I can't wait to visit. But when I'm older, like, I think I just want to like retire or what, I don't know, or just be like an old bartender and travel and like going back to our extended relationship. I don't know, just like hook up with people all over the world, do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Why doesn't everybody do that? But I guess like some people like lose their minds and they have to go to a home, but like at least they have a bar.
Yeah, and a lot there's actually a couple people that I know that travel right before everything happened. There was a couple that was supposed to go to China.
Right, but now it's like
so they were like, no, that's not happening. Yeah, so that wasn't happening. But then right before that, they were in no, not Mexico. I don't know. They were somewhere fucking better than here.
Are they polyamorous?
They if they met you, they might be.
Dude, Marci could turn you polyamorous. Marci could definitely fucking turn some couples out.
I gotta tell you, like there are like there's times so people, like I said, like people have come to the bar and like this conversation has come up a lot more than like it did before. Like I was married and whatever, and I like kind of just forgot about this whole point in my life. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, remember that one time I had a threesome? And I was like, holy shit, like this was awesome. So let me explore this. And it comes up a lot more with guests than I would think that it would.
Yeah.
And a lot of them like are very interested in like trying it. Like the guys and the girls, more so maybe even the women. Because I feel like the guy's gonna do whatever, or like act like he's gonna do whatever the woman says, regardless. I don't know.
I feel like if it was two dudes, I feel like a guy would maybe have more against it as opposed to two women.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
The vibe I get from the people that come in the bar and do it is, and I feel like I've had this conversation with either one of the fucking couples that were doing it or somebody, whatever. What I always find is they'll be like on vacation or they'll be at a distance from their, like in other words, basically it's like, we've always wanted to do this, or we do this once in a while. And when we do it with somebody who's so distant from our fucking like social network that we can kind of forget about it. Does that make sense?
And sometimes it's, I feel like it's also people who are like into like, I'm married, but fuck them. Let's go on vacation because this is what we're doing. And then it's those people who are like looking for the experience. And I don't think a lot of people end up like, let me tell you, when this started, I did not think I was still going to be talking to these people, and they did not either.
Yeah. Well,
they were like, what are you still doing here? And I'm like, I have no idea.
And do you guys all live together?
No one does.
No one lives. You guys all have separate places?
Yeah.
Expensive.
Holy shit.
Oh,
well,
they never lived together. Yeah, like even when they were.
How long were they together before you?
A year.
It's time for somebody to shit or get off the pot here. Like
or add another.
That's so funny. That's what she just said the other day.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on here. This is a little bit.
Well, but
what does that mean? What does shit or get off the pot mean?
Like we're either gonna do this or we're all gonna not do. Like I don't know. For me, like just not married anymore. Like I'm not doing. Like I'm not in a place where I'm like. We've talked about it. It's like, are we all like, what is our goal? Like she always says that. What's our 5-year plan? I'm like, what is my tomorrow plan? Like, what are you talking about?
That goes back to what you said you are though. Like you just said that she's more like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know blah, 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 blah.
All the time.
But I actually think if I could I can't give polyamory advice, but if I can give fucking any type of advice, just keep fucking doing what you're doing and don't
keep doing what you're doing. Who cares?
People get too concerned with
Exactly.
No.
My whole thing is, as long as we're not all like seeing other people, and we're all very honest too. Like if I'd like to think, if he's going to go and whatever with some other girl, like I know he'd want one of us or both of us there or whatever would happen, but we talk about these things. It's never come up necessarily, but it is discussed. Like it's the most honest, open, raw relationship I've ever been in. I have to say, but that gets really scary sometimes.
I'm laughing how you said, obviously he'd want one of us there.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No, he does. Cause that's just the way that his mind works now. He's like, I tell him he's spoiled because he's just what is he going to do? Just be with one girl?
But do you ever,
what if he says like, hey, me and Marci are gonna move in together, and then
She would jump off her roof.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, or
Yeah.
what if he said me and her are gonna move in together?
I would jump off my. No, I wouldn't. What I would do is say, okay, and I'd probably be upset for a little while and drink and do a bunch of drugs, and then I would get on with my life. Because like we're all at very different places in our life too. So she's very much so in this place where her mom and dad are like, oh, like, why aren't you married? Why aren't you doing this? Whatever. Like, he's very much in a place where he's doing his thing, lives with his brother, has 2 women, happy every day, happy with
Poor guy.
I have the best dog. I have the best girls. I have the best place. Like, he's good. He just bought a house.
He's got a great dog too.
Yeah, and that's always. I have
God.
2 great girls and I've got a great dog. It's like, I'm like, and sometimes he says the dog first too, which I'm like, all right, well, relax. But I'm
just trying to picture what would make him sit down and go, oh, my life sucks.
I know. And we'd actually talk about it all the time. Like, if he ever bitches about anything, I just look at him and like laugh in his face.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not really sure what your problem is. But my thing, I'm not really in a place right now. And like, I'm not a spring chicken. So I'm kind of like, I'm not in a place right now though, where I want to settle in. Like, I just got my little bachelorette pad with my 3 cats and I am happy. And I don't need, I swear, even if I get married again ever, which I'm not sure about that, I'm not going to live with my husband or wife.
Well, I'll speak.
Wait. Whoa.
Interested.
So you're going to get married. You could get married again and not live with your husband?
I'm not interested in living
Well, that's
with anyone
isn't that
ever
a
again.
Jewish thing?
It's not a Jewish thing at all.
Well, wait.
Maybe for the Orthodox, the frummies, but I'm
Okay.
not one of those.
Did you ever see the show Big Love?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
Weren't they
like
like Mormon or something?
they were in
Yeah.
Utah.
Okay.
So they had polygamy was big over
Sure.
there. So they had, they had, I think, multiple houses kind of connected. So they all had their own house, but like,
Which is amazing.
but the guy kind of went over to each house, like, different nights of the week.
Crazy, right?
That seems like that would be the best. I think that would work, right?
But
I think so too.
But
But you need like everyone to be sane in the relationship.
But see,
I don't know if we're there. I don't know if we're there.
I also think the problem with that, though, again, honestly, whenever I the Big Love thing, it was like there's like and going back to where I agree with Marci's fucking way of life in a sense, there's got to be something annoying about like it's Wednesday now. I'm going to have fucking dinner with this person on Wednesday and on Thursday. I would just imagine the best case scenario would be like everybody's just freely fucking coming and going, and somehow it kind of meshes.
Well, and I agree with that. And I think that you have to be a certain kind of person to be able to handle that. And I think that some people are not in that place. And that's number one, why they're not in a trio or whatever like this, or it doesn't work out because there's jealousy and yada. That's always going to be there. The jealousy, and you talk about it, you handle it, whatever. But yeah, I don't know about like the whole routine and whatever. I just, it seems
routine scares me completely.
That's what monogamy is to me.
Is routine.
Essentially, like that's one of the words that pops up into my brain when I think of that word. Because after my husband and I were done, and I even had discussed this with him. I was like, listen, like I'm interested in women or whatever. He was not at all interested in the 2 of us being with anyone else, which blew my mind, which I only talked about women too, which I was like, are you gay? Which I still am
you
wondering.
Were trying to add girls to him?
Correct.
Him?
And he was like jealous of the potential girls and I wasn't even talking about a certain person. I was just like talking about the potential of a woman. And he was like, got mad.
Well, see,
which cracks me up.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ask you something. That I was thinking that maybe I never said to you, but I felt, and that's why I'm surprised that you ended up where you ended up right now. I felt that at first you were like kind of making this move towards like being a lesbian because I'm not fucking speaking for you, but I'm just saying I felt that it was like an easy way to cut ties with in other words, you didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And that was like an easier way to kind of put to get out of it. You know what I mean?
The marriage?
Yeah. Am I crazy to say that or no?
No, I like penises.
Yeah,
which is a lot.
But weren't you kind of
they're not pretty all the time. No offense.
No. Hey, I got to be honest with you. Not all vaginas are created equally.
No, and to be honest with you, fully figured that out too. not recently, but just in general.
So one of my favorite porn stars, I was just watching her the other day. And I was like, as beautiful as she is.
I was just watching her the other day.
Yeah. Did that sound really creepy? Okay, well, whatever.
No, to me that sounded completely 100% normal. So
Exactly. Yeah. So I was watching her, and I have a fucking picture of her hanging in my fucking hallway.
Here we go. Now I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I was like, holy shit, dude, she is so huge. Her whole thing, she's got a lot she's working with. Like, I was like, dude, I wouldn't even. It would be like throwing a hot dog down a hallway with me.
Like what exactly is huge?
Her size, like
her.
But are you looking at her whole?
Well, she's very meaty, so the lips and everything are just all over the place.
They're the best.
Is she a big girl?
No, not really.
Okay, and so you focus on the actual vag. Are we talking about like the lips?
Like when the guy comes out of her. It was just still wide open.
Her hole.
Yeah.
That's
good. Just
okay. Well, I don't know. Is that because she's a porn star?
It could be. It might be.
No, dude. I think what you're dealing with there is like
because that area is like stretchy and it should go back.
And this is what I'm saying. Like I've watched her in movies before, and it was something I noticed. Like I was like, holy shit. Like
holy shit!
This is really like I was like I would stand no chance.
No, but dude, that thing's gonna open up, and it's gonna. The whole thing is the reason why she was probably all fucking. Was there a big meaty banger going in her?
It was. But
that's the thing is those areas, and I'll speak for this, Marci, because I'm an expert. But no, I imagine
that's
that
what I've heard. Totally.
I imagine that they open. And kind of like gauge fucking how much they got to open and how much, you know what I mean? Like
vaginas are amazing creatures. A lot of things can happen.
They got like their own.
There's like, I will like be looking at like a large, not that big. I'm just not, don't size that up. But I'll be looking at one.
That's why we're intimidated.
Well, so there's this one that
if my girlfriend starts going like that with her hands.
No.
That big.
No, this isn't correct. We got it. Yeah. Well, next time we'll get it out. But there's this one we got. It's like a double-sided dildo. Okay, and it is big. Like when you look at it, it's also big because it's double-sided. So there's, you know what that is, right? Like there's, it's the same thing on both sides. So obviously, so she was like, I don't think that that'll fit in me. And I was like, I don't know. Like I think it'll fit in me, but that doesn't mean that I'm like humongous. Like it just means that like I know that like things stretch, and I don't know, like Well,
I have an idea for a business right now. The double-sided dildo.
Looks can be deceiving.
But it's like the sleep comfort bed. You can get like one size, your size, and the other her
like
size.
Different sides.
Dude, that's a fucking
business.
How
that would work.
Or like the pump. Is there like a dildo that you can pump up to like enlarge it?
That'd be interesting. It'd probably blow up though, and blow up.
I mean, Reebok made sneakers that you can pump up. So like
that's true.
Oh, we just came on the fuck. We should make fucking layman's terms pump up fucking dildos.
But wait, let's go back to something. So, Marci, back to the double-sided dildo.
Yes, sir.
So this is something that you engage with?
Well,
like, is this part of the play? Is there a lot of toys?
It is there to use, sure. We haven't used it yet because she's afraid. And have I used it by myself? Sure. Nice. She does not know that, but yeah, it's not huge. It's to me it's normal. Well, it's not normal. It's above average size for sure, but it doesn't mean that it's done anything awful to my area down there. She's just terrified. I know it would fit in there. She's 35 years old. Let's be real. It'll fit.
Just fucking be like, I'm 5'11". We're gonna fucking put this bitch in there. It's gonna fucking fit.
And also, she's the one that bought it. What are you doing? Like, go get something that you're comfortable with. Like, I got all excited about it. It was just sitting. It was sitting in her apartment. Now it's sitting in mine. So I was like, I'm gonna use it.
Maybe she bought it like fucking calling your bluff or something, and you were like, oh, perfect.
She might have bought it online, didn't know the size, whatever. But yeah, to answer your question from before, there are toys. There's a lot of like vibrator situations. Not a lot. I mean, just, more than I guess the average person has.
That kind of shit I like that kind of, those kind of things I'm okay with. Where it's like
a vibrator?
Something you add. I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, what do you, like, the thing with a dildo is I don't want to just stand there and like jab my girlfriend with a fucking another penis.
So I guess, so with the vibrator thing, it's not always, there's a difference between a vibrator and a dildo.
Right.
A dildo can be, and there can be a vibrating dildo too. Like, so I have like a vibrating dildo. We have this like dildo that doesn't vibrate, especially the double side. And then we have like little vibrators. So that can be used to enhance multiple sexual positions and different things. With the double-sided dildo, obviously that would be me and her using it, and he would be
chanting.
Exactly. He would be on the side this, or whatever. I mean, someone could be like, he could be involved in something. There's so many different positions you can be in.
Well, was there any talk of you using the dildo on him?
Oh, we talk about it all the time because I'm pretty sure he's gay. But he won't tell me.
Well, because because we've had I had a whole traumatic experience from Real Sex on HBO, seeing guys banging other dudes that were straight.
Sure.
No, it wasn't guys. I'm sorry. It was girlfriends
putting on. That's a thing.
Yeah, putting on strap-ons and banging these dudes, and they were like, "It's not gay. This is just part of the sex."
Right. So he is not interested in that. He says. So we'll see what happens. But one of them.
Would you do that? Would you do that?
If he was like, I really want to try this, of course.
Do you think you'd think differently of him afterwards?
I already think he's gay.
And you're okay with that?
I'm just kidding. I mean, there's just things he says and does. I mean, I think every guy has a little bit of curiosity in them. And then there's also things that feel good. Like there's things that like, I'm not saying that we haven't ever like stuck a finger up his butthole. Like, let's be real. And he loves it.
No, see, we're being real. I've never had that. Like,
I challenge you to try that.
No, I want to ask you a question now because you say this, right? This is going to be maybe a weird.
Or just like a little playing.
But wait. So you just see how you just said you think every guy has a little bit of that
curiosity.
Okay, now I'll say this. Now you see the way
you're going to say it.
No, but I'm going to ask you a question. I think I could never even consider. I'm not masculine in a sense, but like, it's just something I don't consider. Like, I'm only saying this in the sense of you said you feel like every guy has a bit of that. I'm telling you that I don't, but I'm asking you because you've known me a long time. Like, if you think every guy has it, do you see that in every guy?
I think it's in there somewhere.
Somewhere you got to.
I don't think you're gay. Up there. But so here's my thing too. Is like, so one of my best friends is gay male, and one of his favorite things to do, and he has said about almost every other gay guy, is to turn straight guys, and it doesn't necessarily mean turning them gay, but like to fuck or like to do whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then they just go back to their girlfriend the next day. He's like, yup. It blew my mind. It's like this whole world that we don't know about. That world though, I think this is the reality of that world. A lot more guys are gay than you think. Okay. Maybe there's that. Sure.
Because
and maybe they're like hiding it.
Yeah. And so I think like, I don't know. I've just always wondered with that because like, I'm fucking very secure in who I am. And I even know the guy you're talking about, and he's a fucking wonderful dude. And you see the way I interact with fucking people like that. But then I sometimes say, I hope they don't think I'm fucking like fucking, whatever.
I'm going to ask him what he thinks about you, and I'm going to let you know.
Well, good. Well, wait, dude, you've already talked about.
How long are his fingers?
I will measure them.
You've already talked about, Bender, about sizing guys up and all of those things.
Thank you.
So I don't know.
It's in your mind.
It's definitely, and don't get me wrong, because like
no, but that don't fucking mean nothing.
To me, it's like autism,
dude. Looking
all
at
on the spectrum.
Well, no.
I mean, listen.
Whether it's this end or this end.
If there was a spectrum from 0 to 10, I would be at a 0.
And but you're still on it.
Maybe. But you're still on it. Maybe at a 1, because we've talked about this. Because I could say.
So there you go.
No, I can say that a guy is a good-looking guy.
Okay, that's
you know what I'm saying? No. So that doesn't like and like there's certain guys.
There's a very big difference between saying that guy looks good and man, I'd suck 100%. That guy's dick.
No, 100%. And to me, I think that you have to be secure in who you are and how you feel 100%. But let's say there's like alcohol involved someday and whatever. And some dude says like, what if that statement changes from that dude looks good to like, yeah, I let him shove something on my ass. Like you don't know what's possible.
No, but I think we've all been.
I mean, guy, it just means that it's a thought in your mind.
But I've been in situations with people where I'm like, okay, I think this dude's gay and this situation's getting weird. And I'm going to fucking get the fuck out of here.
I will also say there's a difference in a statement and saying, oh, that guy's a good looking guy. And if a guy says, oh, that guy looks good. If you say, oh, yeah, that guy looks good. I don't know. Maybe after a couple of drinks, you might let him slide it in.
Well, that's a very good. If I just turn around to my friends and go like, hey, look at that guy over there. He looks good.
Yeah.
I'm probably gay.
I've actually heard you say that before.
You might.
That's true. Yeah, that's probably true.
In which case, you might let him slide it in.
Marci, you sure you never broke that double-sided dildo in? I'm coming over.
Oh, I broke it in just by myself. Yeah.
So anyway, double-sided dildos. Guys,
yeah, there's other things. Double-sided dildos are great, though. Well, I've honestly never used one with a girl though. Like I'm ready to use it.
So missionary position is like the basic monogamous position. When you guys are together, what is like the go-to?
I would say okay, so there's a couple things. Missionary is a thing because like sometimes it is just like him and her or me and him or whatever, and then the other person's doing whatever, like in the back licking somebody's asshole, whatever, you know, the usual.
The usual. See, there's no usual like an asshole because this has been a big topic on this show.
Really?
First off,
we have not. Yeah. Neither one of us has. No, I've never licked asshole.
Yeah, I love licking asshole.
That's right. I've never.
Have you had your asshole licked, Danny?
No.
I see. My thing is, it doesn't mean you're gay, but I think you'd like it.
No. And I'll be honest with you too. I think I'd like it too. But here's the thing:
you just went from a 1 to a 2.
No. But if you knew my asshole, you'd know that I'm a very nice guy for not ever fucking kind of pushing the envelope.
There's things you can do. There's products out there.
There's no product. Supplies. I can get in the shower right now and then touch my asshole for 2 seconds and go, oops, it's a fucking, my finger for the rest of the day.
I will teach you how to clean your ass.
Thanks, Mars.
You're welcome. I mean, it's what friends do. I will say one of the most fun things we did is it was like, okay, so it was a double-sided dildo. I guess we have used one, but it was like a strap-on double dildo. The one I'm talking about isn't a strap-on. This one, though.
Strap-on to who?
So, okay, let's say I put it on. So I strap it on and it's like a strap-on dildo, except there's a part that goes inside of me and inside of her.
So who's strapped on? If you're strapped on.
So usually a strap-on like is just one side, right? Like this is my body and it is strapped onto me, correct? So this thing, it's like on me, like I put it through my legs and it's on me, but there's also a whole other part of like a dildo that goes into me too. So I need to like put it in me, then strap it on. And then she gets on top of me, and then he fucked her in the ass.
That sounds good. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's called DPing, and we figured out how to do it. And
plus
double penetration. It was like one of her dreams, so we made it happen.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie. I got like super turned on by that whole description.
It happened, and it was like super like hot, but it was also like really like tender. Like he was like so careful, and I was like, just fuck her. And he was like, eh. It was cute though. It was like I like really like it was cute. I think it was adorable.
Well, it's a little bit. So there was a little bit of a fib on me not having a threesome. I was on the border of having one. This goes back to initially when you were talking about maybe a little jealousy going on. I was really like in love with the girl that I was with. Her friend was there. We were shits. We were probably 20, 21 maybe. My best friend was there as well. Her best friend was there. And there was a situation where we all started making out. My best friend started to like come over and like kind of like touch, the chick I love. And like, she was like, just get the fuck away. And I was
wait, your best friend, the guy?
Yeah.
And you hadn't like talked about it. He just did it.
Well, everybody was drinking. Like,
okay. Like it just was like, oh, I'm reading this situation.
Wait, yeah. There was no interaction between him and I. It was just No, there really wasn't. Because this is what kind of like turned the situation.
You sure it's a 0, Tom?
Yeah, well, no, this is because
he said 1, maybe.
This is what turned the situation kind of like sour, because like they kind of slapped him away, and then he was like, no, it's fine. I'll just sit back and jerk off. And
Okay.
I was like, dude, I can't fucking do this. Like, I was like, he was just standing there like watching, like, and I was like,
So there was another girl.
Yeah, so there was 2 girls, 2 dudes.
Right.
And the 2 girls started making out. There were police involved. The police were in and out of our short house, like at the time. So it was like in a quick span that the fucking police were knocking back on the door. But it was like a lot of craziness going on. And
Sounds fabulous.
So her and I were making out initially. The cops came, scared them off. Then we were all in the same room at one point. Then the 2 girls started making out. I'm making out with both the girls, and he tried to get involved, and they were like, no.
Poor guy.
And then he was like, no, it's fine. I'll just sit back and watch and jerk off. And I was
so you were like, nah.
And I was like,
thanks.
dude.
And let it happen. Man.
And on top of this fact, I actually had a girlfriend at the time.
And this isn't the girl that you're in love with.
And no, it wasn't either one of those girls.
Oh, I like this.
So it was also like there was a lot of like conflict going on in my head, because she was actually there earlier in the day. So,
wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of like just fucked up all around, and then like all these things are going in my head, and I got my buddy watching this like, oh, I'm just gonna jerk off. And I was just like, I can't. And then like I'm seeing them 2 make out, the 2 girls, and like I was like, yo, like where the fuck am I jumping in at?
Well,
like, what the fuck's going on here?
Wait. So we're talking about different. See, here's the other thing too. I've had threesomes, I guess.
What is happening right now?
Well, wait a second though. See, I don't fucking consider a guy being in the fucking same room. If it's 2 guys on 1 girl, and it's not a
How many
threesome.
people is that?
No. That's not a threesome. That's not the threesome I want.
That's not your version of a threesome, but I know you watch that porn.
So maybe that girl had a threesome, but in that case with me, to me, it was all funny. Like when there's another dude in the room or something, and in this case, it was a really good friend of mine. And so therefore, it's the only fucking way I was even this is basically that story where I told you that we acted like we were gay at a bar. I told you that in like episode 1.
Right.
So basically, like, I guess you could say that that's a threesome in a sense. To me, a threesome for me, the threesome that I want to have is 2 girls having fucking fun.
Of course it is.
And you're there fucking in the back.
Yeah.
Getting drinks and fucking charging up the dildos and fucking ready to go.
It's basically
amazing.
It's basically Marci's boyfriend is what we all strive to be.
Sure. But my thing is, even if I was with 2 dudes and they were gay or whatever, like if this was just a thing we're experimenting with, for me, like it's still a threesome, but it's just experimenting. But they're like gay guys. So is that not considered a threesome?
Well, no.
Because they're 2 gay guys.
Well, see, this is the thing.
That's possible.
This is the thing that I think is weird. Okay.
What if you're like, we want to fuck a girl? And I'm like,
But this is the thing. See, you like.
Yeah, then they're not gay.
You like fucking the girl, correct?
Yeah.
And you like fucking the dude, right?
Yeah.
So that's a threesome. But to me,
just because I like it doesn't mean that it's one thing or the other.
No, but what I'm saying is 2 guys fucking 1 girl. It's like fucking if the guys don't want to have any interaction, it's just kind of fucking sharing a girl.
No.
It's a threesome.
It's still a threesome.
Yeah, but explain. I'm like, think about this though. If you have like in other words, a threesome to me is like 3 people having this experience together, sharing it with each person. But when you have 2 guys fucking 1 girl, and the guys are like, this is how she wants it, so this is how we're gonna fucking do it.
What if one of them is standing behind her, fucking her in the ass, the other one is fucking her
in the mouth,
whatever? Sure, say that. That they're still engaging in sexual activity and they're having a threesome.
But they're not making eye contact. No, don't look at
I don't care if they look out the window at a fucking fox outside.
No, I understand you could still say it's a threesome, but what I'm saying is like, this is the thing that I think is kind of, unless you're like a bisexual guy, it might be different. But my thing is there's some kind of fucking, like, in other words, I would love to be Nick, okay? I would love to be a guy who has a girl who doesn't mind you being with other girls as long as the other girl is down.
Right. He doesn't want me to be with other guys, though.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is it's like this kind of selfish little bubble that you get to live, but you're not selfish because it's what the other person wants. Yeah, it's welcome. Right. But the thing is I think it's a very different kind of situation if it's like, hey, now you're going to fucking watch me fuck your best friend, as far as like a girl saying like that's her idea of a threesome. So there's this beauty in the fact that like women can be with other women and not be lesbian. I have no interest in fucking touching another guy during sex. If I was to be involved in a threesome, it was like, that's how this girl wants it today. You know?
So what happens?
Tomorrow might be different.
What happens if he's looking out the window, but then he reaches over and like strokes your hair? Is that okay?
Don't touch me.
And what if he thinks that he's stroking her hair? Like what happened?
Yeah, like what if there's that's why
you're gonna be like, get the fuck off.
Tom, when you said your friend was gonna stand over next to you and jerk off like you fucked some girl,
I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, party's over. That's over.
But you're talking about you're fine with two dudes banging another chick.
No. I just said I'm not I'm fine with it in the sense of I've done it. But I would never, I honestly would have preferred just the dude getting the fuck out of the room and me being with the girl. But that's what she wanted. So that's how it went down.
So I think the only scenario that I would be okay with, if like, let's say, I don't know, if fucking Jessica Alba was like, oh my God, I love Laymen's Terms, and you and fucking Danny have to bang me. Because it's fucking Jessica Alba, maybe I can make that. I'm gonna let that happen.
Yo, how fucked up would it be if I was like, nah, I'm not doing it?
I'd be like, fuck, dude. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so under certain circumstances, maybe, but like under normal circumstances, like the normal random girl I'm gonna bring home from the bar, nah, that's not gonna happen.
But this is the thing I'm saying by this is, Marci, you do acknowledge that that's different.
What?
Like two guys on one girl. Like in other words, like guys are fucking pigs. So what happens in a fucking girl. But I mean, what happens?
Yes, they are.
But what happens in a threesome like that is there might be guys out there that love doing that shit, but most times it's like that's what I think it's either a situation of like pure domination of a girl. We're all just gonna fuck this girl, and that's how it's gonna be. And maybe people enjoy that. For me, fucking sex is fucking intimate. It doesn't have to be one-on-one, but it's fucking intimate. And anything that's there that I don't want there is distract. And so because I'm a pig, sometimes you'll put up with the distraction to fucking get the end result. If I could remove that distraction, I would have. Whereas in a situation like you're in, the more fucking distraction, the better, correct?
Yeah, it depends on the situation. I guess the whole thing is like, for me, a lot of it is about experimentation too. So no matter who it's with or what you're doing or how many guys or girls there are, like every time you do it, it's different too. Like it's never just this monotonous same, like, oh, let's have a threesome. It has been like that before especially when someone's fighting or being like stinky about something, not literally stinky like your butthole, but stinky like attitude wise. And you know, it can get a little weird. Every time's different. So it just depends. And the more experimental I feel like it is, the better, because you have a different situation. You might discover something that you didn't know that you wanted.
And interesting. Do you guys always hang out together or separately?
No. If it was up to one of us, then we would. But
what? You would hang out separately?
No, if it was up to her, we'd always all be together. For sure. Okay. But for me, and I think for him, and then even for her, like we all hang out separately. It's me and her, it's me and him, it's him and her. And sometimes that's a topic of contention. Like sometimes that doesn't always work out, but in the time, whoever's in the situation, it's lovely. But the other person that's not involved might not be happy with it. But it does happen. And I think that sometimes too, that might be different if we did live together. Because like, what if the person like comes home, they're at work, like they literally can't be there, you know, at that time. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not going to hang out with him because we live together.
Well, yeah, so then you'd be forced into it.
Yeah, but we do hang out separately, And it doesn't always result in the happiest conversations afterwards. It's something that we're working on for sure.
Do a lot of people in these situations actually move in together?
I think so. I mean, I've read about a lot of things, especially people that like come out with it. I think the people that are hidden with it like have all these issues too. Not that I'm hidden, but I'm not like, you know, in People magazine, you know, having an article written about me like some people. But a lot of people, like I found that it's like a couple are together and then they find like a girl and then they both fall in love with them or whatever, or with her. And then they all get together. Well, and they end up moving in together and like raise children together and shit.
Unfortunately, Marci doesn't know that we're the fastest, Laymen Terms is the fastest growing podcast out there right now. So
yeah. So Marci, it's fucking out there now.
So now that everybody knows, Marci, I hate the breaking news to you.
No, but
I have nothing to hide.
Well, I'll tell you what, for the little bit of fucking situations the friends I've had that are experiencing things like Marci's experiencing right now. Now, not in Marci's case, because I guess these are different things, but swingers, like swinger couples. Right. I feel like that always fucking ends badly.
See, I feel like the opposite. I feel like those people are like very secure and happy in what they're doing, and they know the deal, and they like go to like swinger parties and switch people, and they always come back to each other.
There was a person that I knew very early on in my life that I was working at a restaurant, and I found out that this guy was fucking like he actually kind of recruited a girl that I grew up with to be part of their threesome, him and his wife. And this is a guy who literally, like, when I fucking found out about this, I was like, how do you do that? And he basically said everything you just said, like they were so super secure. And so I walked away from that situation, from all the experience I've had from talking to that dude. And I used to always look back at him and think, hey man, these people are really secure. And one day I fucking went back to Philly, like maybe I haven't been there in like 7 years or something. I bump into that guy. He was fucking jacked to the gills, like he had just been going to the gym 3 times a day. And I was like, damn, man, you've been working out. What's going on? And he started talking to me all depressed and shit. Turns out this guy who was fucking super secure and was always adding people into his fucking lifestyle, one day he came home and his fucking wife just kept continuing the relationship with some other dude. And that was it. And so what I'm saying is that's like my first experience of like engaging like my mind into like, man, how do people do this? And so they actually turned me to think like, I guess you got to be secure, and to have it end that way for him, that always stuck with me.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I do. And I think, and we talk about it a lot, and like, I think a lot of it comes down to communication 100%. If you are not 100% on the same page with everybody, which the three of us talk all the time, like that maybe we're not. I don't know that we are. I mean, to be honest with you, like, I like to think so, and we try. And, you know, sometimes we'll have like 3 weeks, it's like amazing. And then we have like this week where it's like the worst ever, because it's like not just coming from one person, it's like 2 people, and then it's 3 people, and you're like in this fight. Like, imagine having a fight with your girlfriend, but it's not just your girlfriend, it's your other girlfriend too. And it's like, you know, you're like, what the hell do I do? It comes down to communication and all of us being open and honest. And that hasn't always happened. I mean, like I said, the two of them were together, and he and I started developing feelings, and we weren't necessarily open with her in the beginning about it. She knows all about a lot of it now, because I was terrified of her, because I thought she was going to murder me, which I think is valid thought. And I still think that sometimes. She might be outside my door right now. I don't know. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, but it at the end of the day, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of extra communication. Whether or not we're all going to continue this, like, I have absolutely no idea. But like I said, for right now, for me, like, it works. Tomorrow might be a different story. I don't know. But I think for those people that are secure and stuff, like, anything can happen. Any relationship can turn sour, especially when there's another person involved. And, you know, life is too short to get all fucked up about it. Well, like, good for him, he got jacked. Like, good for you.
Yeah, well,
steroids, and I hope he's still alive and shit.
The one thing I'll say that I've seen with you, Marci, is that, like, your life, it has just went from, like, you know, you're this bubbly person who I feel maybe at times was trapped in a fucking situation. And I love that you're just doing what you want to do now. Like, I don't even lock you in. That's the thing that I think is great, is like, yes, you guys been doing this, and I know all of you guys are all very cool and very happy. And you know what? It seems like every time I ask, you're like, yeah, who knows? But here we are. But the thing is it's that you just are living this life right now, which I think is, you know, something to be sought after, where it's like you just fucking constantly every day kind of doing what you want to do finally, which is kind of cool.
It is cool. I like it. And it's not always like, you know, it's not always the easiest, but at the end of the day, I think no matter what you do, whether it's you're single, you're polyamorous, you're monogamous, you have 17 fucking girlfriends, whatever you do, you just have to make sure that you're comfortable with yourself and happy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I think a lot of people can't be there regardless. And so if they're not there anyway, they're not going to be that way in a relationship.
So as a hot 5'11" bartender, Marci, what is the best approach for a dude to pick up a 5'11" hot bartender?
She's going to pick you up.
Clearly she's taking you home.
But
well,
and Danny knows this. Like he knows, like we'll be like, hey, look at this guy. Well, now it's like, look at this girl.
Yeah.
And, like I'm getting her first. It's really funny. But I think that what you just said is true. Like you have to have interest in a guy first. There's so many guys that'll throw out their little pickup lines and whatever. But I think it's everything you look for in a person regardless. Like they have to be kind. They have to, number one, you have to respect the fact that you're out at a fucking restaurant and at a bar, and you have to like follow the rules of that. If you're a douchebag, whatever, I'm like, if some guy comes up and takes somebody's chair or like whatever, he scoops somebody's drink over, like I'm already literally not interested in you as a human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, just remember too, that's exactly what I said in one of the last episodes where when we were talking about like, how do you pick up the fucking, the bartender if it's a girl? I said, just be a fucking normal, polite fucking human being. Because somebody that, people don't realize how rare that is. They really don't. And don't keep pushing
by a guy like having manners.
Yeah.
You know, or do the opposite and fucking ignore me, and then I'm gonna be even more interested.
Yeah, there you go.
I was gonna say, because the manners bullshit, that's bullshit, because that doesn't fucking work for me.
To what?
For just about picking up any chick.
But you said to what? What the manners? No. What the thing is don't be a fucking weenie.
Yeah, don't come up and be a douche.
Yeah.
That's the very first thing you cannot do.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I guess, like, it just depends. Like, it depends on so much for me too. I'm, like I said, I'm not normal. So like, it depends on my level of like sobriety, who I'm working with, where I'm at in my life. Like all my things, like that question's not that simple for me.
I've always seen how quick girls can change. Like, in other words, some guy will, like, in other words, one of the bartenders will come to me and be like, oh my God, check this guy out. And I'll be like, even trying to assist the fucking kind of like conversation between the two of them. And then an hour later, the girl will be like, oh my God, get this fucking guy away from me. So
100%.
So it's in your fucking hands too. Like you can make it or break it.
Get super drunk and be like you said, usually that's what happens is like, somebody's like, whoa, whatever. And like, you might be like, buy us a shot or something, whatever, but don't buy me 7 shots.
Right.
Because because I can handle it, but can you? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's usually the issue. But that's exactly like you said, like, yeah. But probably really, to be straight up honest, just ignore me.
Yeah.
And then we're cool. Ignore me and give me $100. Yeah. Ignore me, give me $100 and give me your hotel room key, and we're fucking solid.
All right. I'm doing that. I'm doing that on Friday.
There you go. I can't wait to hear about it.
I don't know I don't know how that's gonna work out, but
but hey, and yeah, one last thing, I guess, a dumb thing, but what'd you call it? Do you online date, Mars?
That's how I met them.
But you met them through you online, like searched out couples, yeah?
It was like literally that threesome app.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
I have.
I thought they came to your bar. I had no idea. So this adds a whole new fucking dynamic.
No, so that's what I said. Like, I was like thinking, I was like, there's something I'm interested, whatever. And I was like, how am I going to meet people? And I don't know how easy it would be for to go out and seek out a couple. I mean, I'm sure it could be possible, especially when you get the experience under your belt. Like I said, after I started doing it, all of a sudden all these people are like, hey, we're into this. I'm like, is it written on my fucking head that I like want to hook up with a guy and a girl? Like, it seems as though that's the case. I know I met them online. But yeah, it's possible to go out and meet. But I have actually done online dating. It was like years and years and years ago. I was fucking on J-Date, bro.
Nice.
On J-Date, really?
Yeah.
Because it was this one point in my life. I was like, all right, let me get my shit together. Let me like meet a nice Jewish boy. It was the worst thing ever. I mean, I met a couple guys And there's this one guy I talked to a little bit, whatever, and I will never date a Jewish boy again in my life. Gotta tell you that much. They complain more than I do. I don't know, like I can't.
I hooked up with one Jewish girl. I didn't even realize she was Jewish. Like I'm so oblivious to that stuff. Like, and then when somebody was like, dude, her last name is so obvious. And I was like, I didn't even, like, it just doesn't even dawn on me.
Yeah. When I tell people I'm Jewish, they laugh really like maniacally. Like they think it's the funniest thing they've ever heard. Yeah. Or they're like, they don't believe me. Or I'm like, you're right. I'm lying. I'm not Jewish.
But why is it such a big deal?
I don't know. It's so funny. It's one of my lines. And Dan, you've probably even heard me say that. Like I work in an Irish bar. So I'm like, people are like, oh, you're Irish. And I'm like, yeah, you look at me and I'm obviously fucking Irish. Like, I don't have red hair. I don't look Irish at all. I'm like, no, I'm just Jewish. It's the same thing. And they're all like,
for some reason, when you say it, like people, when you're like, no, I'm Jewish, they're like, haha, like fucking must be a joke. I don't understand.
I think it's the funniest thing that I've ever heard. And I went to school in West Virginia, and I gotta tell you, like, I met people, and like I told them I was Jewish, and like you would think that I was like a stand-up comedian.
But the thing that I think is funny, but even what Tommy said, where he's like, I should have known by her last name or whatever. And in a weird way, it's like, I feel like Jewish people accept stereotypes because it's a religion. Anyone can be fucking Jewish. Sure. So in other words, why is it that people think like, how can you not tell she's Jewish? You would think it would be from something in her personality or something, but no, people are talking about the way they look, their last name.
Well, no, wait. Can there's a difference between Judaism and a Jewish person though. So you could follow the religion and be like an Irish guy that's, believes in Judaism.
Never been an Irish Jew, but continue.
But am I not right? Like, can you not like convert to Judaism?
Judaism is actually like a really hard like club to break into. I have to tell you. Yeah. Like even my husband went to my mom and was like, I want to be like, I'll convert. We were both like, you know what? Thank you so much, but we're good.
Like,
well, here's what I'm saying is, so like, man, I don't know what your current boyfriend is. I'm assuming he's not Jewish, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know anyone Jewish anymore besides my mother.
Okay. Well, so what I'm saying is, if you and him decided to get married, he could convert to Judaism, correct?
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. So yeah,
you're right.
You could tell the difference. Like somebody could still be like, well, they're not technically a Jew because their heritage isn't Jewish.
But personally, I think that what it is, and I'll say this, and Marci can fucking correct me or not, but I think what it is like she said, they are a fucking tight-knit community, and even like she said, she was on fucking J-Date and whatever. I think the thing with Jews is that they do kind of like date their own and fucking keep to their own and seek out their own and shit. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean it like they take care of each other no, but they do. They fucking, the thing is they do.
It's like, a tribe, bro.
Yeah.
Did this just turn into a hate conversation?
Not even close. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're one of the fucking few people that don't even mind that. Like, I mean, like what does every good Jewish mom want for their Jewish daughter? To find a good Jewish guy, correct?
I showed my mom a picture of dude, and she was like her face literally was like, and I was like, what? And she said, you know what I want for you? She didn't even respond. It was like a video literally of him. He sent me this video of him. Like I was just on vacation with my mom, which is amazing. And it was a video of him like singing to my cat, like just a video, like whatever. He likes my cat, they get along, whatever. And it's just like a jokey thing. And I showed it to her and she was like, didn't even respond. She's like, you know what I want for you? A tall, dark, and handsome Jewish man.
Yeah.
That was like all she said.
Did you show her the double-sided dildo?
She doesn't know about that. So. At least not yet.
Well, that's like, this is what I mean. Like I wouldn't even know that you were Jewish until you said it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's weird.
Like I said, I'm a little different than some people, but I meet a lot of people and I'll even say to Danny behind, but I'm like, that's a Jew right there.
Yeah.
Like, really? How can you tell them? Like, I just know. Like by the way they say one thing or like a New York accent or where they're from. Like I won't
say really. At this point, I'm like, that's right. It must be a Jew.
It must be a Jew because she knows.
You got a nice Judar going on. Like I wouldn't even.
It's a Judar, and you know what? I think it's getting better than my gaydar, which is terrifying because I used to really have that on point. And now I just have no fucking clue, like I said, because I think everyone's on the spectrum and you can't tell anymore. Unless it's like a flaming homo, which are my people. Don't get me wrong.
I'll tell you too, do you ever come across, I just fucking came across a 7-year-old kid that I wanted to say to his parents, you know, this kid's gay, right?
Oh, 100%. It's easier to find out with kids these days.
But here's the thing. Yeah, the weirdest thing for me that I come across is when you're like looking at a couple and they're in love and they've been together for 4 years, maybe they're married or something, and you're like, this guy's fucking gay as shit.
I know. You're like, oh my God, he's gay. Should I tell her or should I just like let her think that
know?
I think the thing is, I think they know. But they wanted to be married so bad.
Yeah.
And usually it's like people that met in high school. Like, we went to high school together. Well, I'm like, oh my God, has he been gay since high school?
Well, you know what I think too? Just what you just said is, and I think, and you know, I believe that this might be in the case like for both of them. I feel like every relationship you get in, you sacrifice things because you want other things that person can provide. And sometimes you see these two people that are in a relationship where it's just what you just said. It's like the gay guy just wants to fucking normal life. And then like the wife just wanted to be married. So if you think about it, like she's with a guy who probably fucking does all the things that she wants him to do that no other guys will because he's gay.
Besides fuck dudes behind her back. Which they don't talk.
Yeah, they don't bring it up because she's really happy that he's a fucking hit at dinner parties.
But I also think there's definitely dudes out there that are a little bit more on the feminine side that don't necessarily have to mean they're gay. Like
they're just like a 4 or 5 on the spectrum.
Maybe. I mean, listen, dude, I'm fucking metro. I write fucking poetry and I am in theater, but
but that doesn't make me think you're gay.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, there's definitely other dudes that be like, dude, you're fucking gay.
Because
like
they're gay.
I have.
They're gay.
No. I have pretty straight fucking guy friends that are always busting my fucking balls. Like, dude, you're fucking gay. And I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like,
isn't that like, aren't you both from Philly? Isn't it like a Philly thing, like a New York thing, New Jersey thing? Like, dude, you're gay. Isn't like a thing?
No, yeah, it's 100.
Stereotype.
Not only is it a stereotype, but I tell you what, it's kind of fucking weird how much they throw that word around. But the thing about it it always was like, but I also think it's not a Philly thing. It's like a 90s thing.
That's what I was going to say. It's a generational thing because you're not going to see too many people saying that. Like I have to fucking delete comments and shit certain times where like there's certain things I'm like, whoa, that's might be a little bit homophobic. I don't know.
Lovely.
Hey, I had a good time. I had a good time. I feel like fucking I could sit here and talk to Marci about Jews, gays, fucking threesomes, and I'm
down to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, Marci, you should come back and you should do another one with us.
Next subject is cats.
Cats.
And we can also talk about gay cats.
Yeah, and gay Jewish cats. That would be a fucking great topic.
Yeah, I have 3 cats, and Danny knows this, but I always say one of them is Daisy. She's my baby girl. She is my Jewish, like she's Jewish because I feel like I bore her. She's my baby.
She's
my baby. And then the other 2 are like adopted. They're definitely not Jewish. They wish they were, but they weren't chosen. So, but I could talk about that for days.
Yeah.
I just learned that cats can get AIDS.
No, it's a different kind of AIDS. It's feline AIDS.
Like I don't think if a cat fucked me, it would give me AIDS.
No, it's an AIDS. It's basically like whatever AIDS does to humans.
Yeah, it's like a feline HIV. They also have like a leukemia thing. They have different shots they get for different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very big deal in the cat world.
This woman was telling me about her cat had AIDS, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
And you're like, "Are you okay?"
And I was like, "Why do you have that cat?" Like,
yeah, but saying it like that, I'm picturing
like get AIDS.
I'm picturing everyone in the house like the same way you would have treated somebody in the '80s. Like it's like my cat has AIDS, and you're like next thing you know, it's rubbing on your shoulder, and you're like,
It was a random story. This lady that's because I'm also a trash man, so like she was on my route, and like we always talk to her. She comes out, gives us fucking sodas, all kinds of bullshit, and she's like, oh, I lost my cat, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, my daughter's running around the neighborhood, and I gotta get him gacked because he's got fucking AIDS, and I'm like, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Tom, I think you should stop talking to this lady.
Like I was like, how the fuck did your cat get AIDS?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
This lady that always comes out and gives us soda
And she's
I
got
gotta
and tells
tell
me that
you,
her cat has
is she
AIDS.
older?
she's an older woman.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, one of my other job, I'm a bartender in another place too, which I would love to talk about one day. It's the craziest place I've ever worked in my life. But my boss, he has this like pack of Gatorade. He only gives it to the trash guys. And one time he didn't talk to me for like 3 days, I think, because he thought that I drank one of the Gatorades. Meanwhile, the Gatorade was like a big pink one, and he has like small red ones. And he was like just on this thing like about how I drank the trash man's Gatorade, and he wasn't happy. So I think it's like this thing with old people with like giving trash men soda and Gatorade.
I love your.
Did she ever ask you to come in?
No, but she tips great. Like she always gives us
She
fucking money.
tips?
Yeah,
Dude,
she always
trash men get tips, man.
Yeah,
Wait
oh,
a
yeah.
minute. This is another thing I'm curious about.
Yeah.
I have so many things to learn.
People didn't come here to learn about fucking trash men getting tips though.
I did. I feel like, but
I
we
mean,
can talk about it another.
well, I will tell you now. Then Christmas is coming up soon. Tip your trash man.
I don't know.
Oh,
My trash man, I
shit.
live in an apartment,
Oh, so you have. Oh, okay, all right.
so it's like a dumpster situation. But I can stand
Oh,
outside
okay.
and wait for whoever picks it up and give them some money
Oh,
or
well,
a Gatorade.
But she's Jewish, Tom.
Yeah. So just remember that.
Yeah.
So she,
And I have gay cats.
She's Jewish,
yeah.
gay cats, and doesn't tip her trash man.
We just covered all the stereotypes right there.
But
Yeah.
Marcy, you should come back on and do this again with us.
I would love to.
You
Yes.
promise?
Next time we'll get into maybe some dating tips from Marcy.
Okay, I have a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should.
I've
touch
been in
on
a
that.
relationship since I was a baby, so I got you.
That's fucking creepy, but
But that's what's great
Right.
too. You were always in relationships, and now you're fucking like the Tasmanian devil, just spinning
Yeah.
around.
I sure am.
That's wonderful.
well, it was awesome having you on. And,
My absolute pleasure.
yes,
Marcy, it
well,
really was. It was great having you. It was fun conversation. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. The
too.
strap on was my favorite. I never thought about like thrusting and being penetrated. I always thought, wow, what a one-sided game this strap on is.
Sure
Yeah,
is
no.
not.
I'm definitely really turned on by that still.
Do
At this-
some Googling before our next conversation too.
I did
Yeah.
I did Googling on polyamorous shit. And it was pretty boring.
I'll send you some other keywords to Google, and I'll let me know how that goes.
No, but definitely like next time there's a good topic that I hope it's a Jewish cat topic.
I'm 100% in.
But
I love
all right, well, Marcy, I love you.
Love you.
I guess
Nice
I'll-
meeting you.
Great to
Yeah.
talk.
All right, Morris, I'll see you, baby. You're the
All right,
best.
guys. See ya.
Later.
Take it easy. Bye.
All right, well, that was our first guest, I guess. So how was that, Tom? Did you enjoy yourself? Did you learn a lot today?
That was very interesting. It was very
It was very educating.
very educational.
Yeah, we're very educational here on Layman's Terms. We don't we don't read all the books, but Tommy's got friends that masturbate next to him while he's trying to fuck.
And hopefully you were able to learn a few things because
I definitely learned a fucking few things. The strap-on dildo thing, I really feel that was something I never knew. Now my whole world is opened up to the fact that they actually can have found a way to get enjoyment out of it themselves. I thought it was just throw the thing on and it was all for the other person, but God bless them. God bless them all.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously, I want a girlfriend, but like after this, like now I want two. Obviously, I mean that could that would be incredible.
Well, this was our first threesome at Layman's Terms,
and this was our first threesome. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me.
Yeah, well, it's just me and you here now, so I'm pretty sure fucking it's we gotta hope she enjoyed herself. But anyway, all right, guys, you know the fucking deal. Like and subscribe. Fucking hit the fucking subscribe button. Stop playing games now. We're getting fucking serious here now. We got tits and ass. We talk about eating butt and double-sided dildos. We got all the good shit for you. So fucking like and subscribe. And the more you fucking engage with us, the better this fucking show is gonna get. So
yes, show your support.
Show your fucking support.
Spread the word. The LTP Army.
Let's get it, guys. All right, Tommy. All right, guys. Like and subscribe. Later, bud.
Yeah.